How goes it, people? I'm Ian, this is Hammer's Polls, and this week I've been asking fans, should Benrahma start against Man City? And if so, whose position does he take? Let's take a look and see what everyone thinks. And if you like the show, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Hi everyone, it's Jazz. This week has been a number of weeks, been busy doing different things, obviously still recovering from the great result of the weekend and looking back on all the funny fan reactions, especially the famous Spurs channel reaction. So it's been brilliant. This week's question, will Benrahma come into the team? And if so, who does he replace? This is a very easy one to answer. The answer is simply no. The team's doing quite well at the moment. And a clue as to when and if he will be involved was given by David Moyes after one of the press conferences after the Spurs game. It's going to be a similar situation to Bowen, where we, funny enough, were about to play Liverpool, Man City, and he really didn't bring him on, didn't use him much, and we've seen all the good results of that, really. So I'm sure all the fans, the same fans, will be like, throw him in, starting from the beginning and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to work out like that. David mentioned that he's going to be a useful player, skillful player, hopefully going to open up a few defences, and hopefully he's willing to work hard, and we're going to have to check his fitness levels, and when we think the fitness levels are what we need, then he will be introduced to the team slowly over the season. Hopefully he can have an impact. And that tells me that he certainly will not play any part, I believe, in the next two games. I believe they're going to check his fitness levels, and the way Dave was mentioning, I don't think they're up to the levels he needs them to be, really, and David's quite strict about things like that. So I think he'll be working hard on the training ground for the next 3-4 weeks, and he will slowly bring him in as and when he thinks he's up to the standard. And it'll be probably few sub appearances and see how he does from there. The team doesn't really need to be broken up at this stage. They're all doing well. And you can all see how fit the team are, how they're all playing like we wanted them to play. You remember the Pellegrini days of slow, lazy, lethargic, not tracking back, the gap. Everything is nearly solved by David Moyes, or beginning to be solved, which is what we wanted in such a short space of time. He's only come in December, January time, so not even a full calendar year with us. But we can also see the rewards of the backroom team, how hard they're working and how strict he is in terms of bringing players in. He scouts them as much as he can by videocom or whatever means possible at the moment. And he doesn't bring anyone in until they're right. We know he wanted a centre-back, but he didn't bring anyone in because the ones he wanted, I don't think the club could afford it. And in the end, they gave him sort of a winger. He wanted King, but he came round to sort of saying, Benrahma, that's okay. So next time round, let's get that 20, 30, 40 million centre-back in, really. So Benrahma, he'll be coming in very slowly, I think, not immediately. And I reckon around 3-4 games' time, you'll begin to see a little bit of him if he's doing well on the training ground, listening to what David's teaching him about backtracking the way we play, the system, what he wants from him, really. So that's my answer, no. So take care, be happy, and hopefully carry on this good run and we get to a good position at the end of the season. Come on, your irons.
Hi guys, Katie K, MsWestHamPhilly. The question for this week is, does Saeed play in the upcoming game against Man U? And as much as I would love for him to play, I think right now he still needs time to get fit and used to the team and their play. So I don't think he'll be making his debut against Man U, but I am very excited to see him. I think that he is going to bring a lot of talent and zest to the squad, so looking forward to it. All right, come on you Irons.
So for me, Benrahma does not start. I do believe that the trio of Fornals, Bowen, and Antonio didn't play all that well versus Spurs this past weekend, but I do believe that overall this season they've played well enough, and each of them have played well enough individually to all keep their starting spots. I think Benrahma is going to have to earn it. I would say if he's going to replace anyone, it would be Fornals, given that I believe Benrahma plays more on the left, and that's where Fornals has been playing. but I certainly don't believe that Fornals has deserved or has done anything to deserve losing his spot. So yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed, but Benrahma definitely is waiting in the wings. So this trio does need to step it up versus City and Liverpool and create a few more chances moving forward.
Well, I obviously have to start this video regardless with a bit of a comment about Sunday's game. Sorry, couldn't help it. What a win! But anyway, we will carry on. We will carry on with this important discussion because we're now going to move on to Sunday's game against Man City. A game where I was a little bit apprehensive about a month ago. Now, not quite so apprehensive. Possibly a bit in vain with that one, but I'm a little bit hopeful that we might do something. But don't say anything. I don't want to speak too soon. But on to the other subject about Benrahma, our lovely new shiny signing. I mean, I'm happy now he is actually here. I mean, I was definitely in the camp about him. You know, there seems to be a lot of fuss over the guy, but he seems happy to be here, so that's quite sweet. But in terms of whether he should start on Sunday, nah. No new player should do a bail and come straight on the pitch and expect it to be some sort of prodigal son and score 20 goals. The guy is new. He has not got any Premiership experience. Yes, I'm sure he's running rings around Masuaku and other people in the training ground, but for me, definitely on the bench. Definitely. And we'll see how the game goes. Because, I mean, obviously the team, for me, showed enough, obviously, against the Spuds on a Sunday that I don't think we need to change anything at this time. I think Benrahma would be much better suited on the bench. Bring him on as a bit of a super sub towards the end of the game, which knowing Moyes will literally probably be towards the end of the game, probably like the 85th minute, but fine. Bring him on for Bowen if he's playing, which I'm sure he probably will. Bring on some fresh legs, because it will probably take Man City for a bit of a surprise, especially if they are still a little bit depleted. Because I mean, obviously, I don't know if De Bruyne is due to be back. Hopefully not, let's be honest. But I think he will definitely bring on a bit of something new, because I mean, nobody knows how he plays apart from what he's done in the Championship, and it's obviously always potentially a bit of a step up to the Premier League, but he might come on and do a Watkins and score a hat-trick in 5 minutes, who knows. But for me, definitely on the bench. We'll see how the game goes. Hopefully we can bring him on for a bit of a fanfare, stretch his legs to the end of the game, and you never know, he might actually perform a bit of a miracle, but we will see. Go on, you irons.
Does Benrahma start against City? And if he does, whose position does he take? Now, I was adamant that he shouldn't walk in a team and he should have to work for his place. Having said that, a 3-0 down against Spurs, I was thinking to myself, imagine what he thinks now. He's like, crap that I've joined at West Ham, you know, why have I decided to come here? And that's the fickleness in me. Because at 3-3, I was back to thinking, no, he needs to work. He needs to work his way into the team. And you know, I think it's going to be quite interesting how he does work his way into the team, because after that, on Sunday, every player deserves praise the way that they come back. And it shouldn't have been 3-0 down in the first place. I'll take that into consideration. But the fact that you fight back in that way is testament. For me, out of all of them, it would be Fornals right now, because he did miss an absolute sitter on Sunday. I know the ball was rising, it's a bit of a difficult take, but it's still an open goal. And of course, Lanzini's just banged in that 30-yard equaliser. So to say that he can't get in the team at the moment is a little bit unfair. But yeah, as far as I know, he's more of a right winger / left winger. But possibly West Ham could have a stroke on their hands if they, stroke of luck on their hands if they put him in as an attacking midfielder, someone to help Antonio out up top. So I didn't think we needed Benrahma, to be honest with you, but now we've got him. You know, we've got to use him to the best of his benefits. And if anyone does, have to sacrifice themselves, it would be Fornals at this point in time. But after that, don't change a drawing team. If that makes sense. But it'd be interesting, but Fornals for me, to be honest, attacking midfield.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.